In the beginning, our night sky was once a vast ocean, and in that great ocean swam a sacred whale, MAREAN'ın, who lulled children's nightmares to sleep by swallowing them whole like a lullaby. And wherever MAREAN'ın carried those nightmares away, there fluttered little blessings called somnia, moths who weave dreams, sprinkling warm, gentle dust of happiness over all the people of the world. That was the law of the night, and the balance that kept the world safe. But then, one night, the balance began to tremble. The weight of nightmares MAREAN'ın had to endure grew far beyond what even he could bear. His mind and body, tired from swallowing too much darkness, began to collapse under that very darkness. And so, the great silence of the night fell upon the world. With the balance broken, nightmares became a plague, spreading like a storm across the land. The ocean of night raged in fury. Children who fell asleep in that storm became prisoners of nightmares from which they could never wake. And on that tragic night, even the brother and sister who watched over the harmony of the night could not escape their fate. No matter how tightly they clung to each other, the disaster had already begun. Luna lost hold of the precious pendant that bound her to her brother Leon. Luna sank into the deep heart of the night ocean, trapped beneath the heavy chains of Leon's guilt and despair. Yet even in those chains, Luna's sacred will did not fade. She became Somnia herself, turning the darkness that imprisoned her into a light of hope. Leon, believing he had lost Luna because of his own mistake, fell into despair. Luna, with every last bit of her strength, tried to weave a gentle dream for him to ease her brother's suffering. But it was too much for her alone. Leon's nightmares, full of guilt and sorrow, were far heavier than her fragile light could hold. Luna's strength waned, and she began to fade, as quickly as Leon's despair lifted. All that remained was Luna's final glimmer, a light that could reach Leon through the darkness of his dream. With the last warmth of her being, Luna lifted him from the shadow of his deepest nightmare. For one shining moment, she became the light that called him awake. And with the coming dawn, Luna vanished. Leon stopped running. He understood at last that the guilt crushing him was his to confront and his alone to break. The only way to end the catastrophe was to restore the balance of night that he himself had shattered. He realized that the abyss where Marine lay bound was none other than the deepest part of his own mind. Following the stairway of his most painful memories, Leon finally met Marine, the sacred power bound by his guilt. Marine's suffering was the very shape of Leon's own guilt that he had refused to face. That pain echoed across the world, washing over every sleeping soul. Marine, consumed by agony, roared in anger at the one who had sealed him. Leon found the last trace of Luna, the pendant that had once bonded them, now the very root of his guilt. Fear still trembled inside him. But this time, Leon did not step back. He reached for the pendant with all the courage he had left. The moment his hand touched it, Somnia burst into golden spirals around him, and the lost divinity within him finally awakened. In that light, Luna began to rise again. Leon understood. Marine's cries had come from deep within his own soul, and Somnia's devotion was the last gift only Luna could give. John remembered who he truly was, and from that moment on, the night ocean began to sing again. For the memories of a brother and sister who once lost each other had become the light that now weaves the dreams of the entire world. The night ocean reclaimed its peace by turning their sorrow into an everlasting song. So remember this well, little ones. No matter how dark a nightmare may be, true courage always begins with forgiving the wounded self within. Only then can the whale inside your heart, Marine, swim in peace once more.